Hopefully when you signed up for PhoneBurner, you noticed over on the left-hand side in the Quick View section a saved search called Today's Follow-Ups. This saved search is created by the system by default for all of our new customers. We do this specifically because we know how important follow-ups are. And so I want to talk to you about this specific saved search, how you can edit it, how you can update it, and what is included out of the box. So as you can see, I've got my Today's Follow-Ups selected. I've got all of my contacts that have a follow-up that is due or past due. But how do I know that's the case? Let's go ahead and click on the Edit Saved Search button. So we click on Edit Saved Search. This will open up all of the criteria that makes this search what it is. So you'll see here in the Management Information section, the follow-up date option is set to today and before. And many of you might think, oh, that's probably all it is. It's looking for any contact that has a follow-up date for today and before. But you would be wrong. We actually limit this view to look at the follow-up folder. And there is a reason for that. One, when you set up your PhoneBurner account, we also give you a follow-up button that forces you to set a follow-up date before you can click that button. And all contacts get moved into the follow-up folder when that disposition is clicked. Now, that's not the reason why we include the follow-up folder here in the advanced search criteria. The reason why we set the folder in the advanced search criteria is because just because a contact has a follow-up date now, and it might be past due at this point, doesn't mean you want to forever continue to follow up with them. And to save you time and save you the hassle of having to remove the follow-up date, we can create a saved search that only looks for contacts that are in the follow-up folder and has a follow-up date. But I think we're getting closer, but let me take this a little, let me continue a little bit more down this path to help make sure you understand why. So let's say, for example, you called Johnny Prospect. I'm going to click on cancel here. So let's say we called Martian Manhunter. In the past, had a decent conversation with him, nice enough. So we set a follow-up date, and that follow-up date was set, and now it's past due, right? So we called Martian Manhunter, and now we call him back, and he says, I'm not interested. So we click on our not interested button, and that drops him into our not interested folder, right? Boom, he's done. If our saved search was not limited it to a specific folder like the follow-up folder, Martian Manhunter would still be in our follow-up view, and we may potentially still call him, even though we don't want to because we talked to him and he says he's not interested. So that is why the advanced search or the saved search for the Today's Follow-Ups includes a specific folder along with the follow-up date criteria. Because we want to make it super simple for you to be able to move people in and out of your follow-up process without necessarily having to edit that follow-up date. Now, of course, you can edit that follow-up date, and I would highly recommend that. So if you're dialing them using PhoneBurner in a dial session, then you can configure dispositions, and I'll show you that real quick. If we go here to dial sessions and we go to dispositions, you can configure your dispositions to clear the follow-up date. Let's say, for example, our not interested disposition. When we click that button, if there's a follow-up date, we want to remove it, we can do that. We can just change that setting, save it, boom. Now, not only is the contact moved into the not interested folder, but that follow-up date is removed. Now, if we knew for sure every time we called somebody we were going to remove that follow-up date, then we could update our Today's Follow-Ups saved search to not care about the folder. If they have a follow-up date, man, I need to know where they are. I need to know about them. I need to follow up with them. But not everybody has a process in place to clear those follow-up dates, especially if somebody emails you back. They're like, hey, they email you back and say, I am just not interested. Take me off your list, right? You may not want to open up that record, go here to the follow-up date and clear that follow-up date and save that and then move them to another folder. You can, right? As you saw there, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. But that was a lot of clicks, right? And what are we trying to do here at PhoneBurner? We're trying to be as efficient as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and set another follow-up date, and I want to show you here. I'm going to set this to tomorrow. And what we'll see here is that John Adam will not show up on our saved search. But tomorrow, he will magically show up again because his follow-up date is due. Now, one more thing I do want to talk about when we're talking about the advanced searches and saved searches, and this is a really good search for me to point this out on, and that is layouts. You'll notice that the way I'm seeing the contact information in today's follow-ups is different than how I might view that information in, let's go here, in this other view. So we have the ability to create what we call custom contact manager layouts, allowing you to choose what fields are going to be visible when you're looking at a list of contacts. And out of the box, we give you a default layout, and then we also give you a custom follow-up layout. So in our advanced search, I'm going to go ahead and edit the saved search again. You'll notice that at the very bottom here, choose a layout for search results follow-up. We are using the follow-up layout for this specific saved search. And we're going to be covering saved searches quite a bit over the next little bit in this specific training module to help you understand different types of saved searches that you might want to create. But it's super easy to save a search. All you have to do is give it a name and then click the search button, or in this case, update the search. But this specific follow-up layout for the follow-up saved search is designed to show us some of the most important information, right? Our notes, we want to see the most recent note related to that contact front and center without having to click on anything and go anywhere, right? We want to see the rating of that contact. We want to see the follow-up date. In this particular case, you'll see the follow-up date is red. It's red because it's past due, right? If I were to edit George Sample, let's set his follow-up date to today. Save and go back, and you'll see it's just black because it's not past due. We mark it as red if it's past due. Everything else is black on the today's follow-ups, that layout. So anyway, I've actually customized this layout a little bit more than what you probably see out of the box. And if you want to customize your layout to show more information that you're focused on, go to the gear in the upper right hand portion, go to layouts, and you'll see your follow-up layout where you can edit it. This training is not going to go into detail on how to edit layouts. I do have a training that already exists on that. You're welcome to look at that. But I just thought I'd point that out since we are talking about layouts. We'll probably talk about layouts a little bit more as we go through some of the other training in this advanced search training module. But that's it for this training. I hope this helps you and your organization understand more about the today's follow-up saved search that comes included right out of the box so that you can start taking advantage of that and you never miss another follow-up. So thanks for taking a moment to watch this video, and happy dialing. Bye for now.